affordability. So I had a very simple thing, which is what Swami had told me, that speech is a right, not a privilege. It means that left side has money and right side doesn't have money. It doesn't mean that I don't give. This side only gets to speak, that side, sorry. That's how I invented Om voice prosthesis. I've called it Om because the first patient who spoke actually said Om Manjunatha. So it was spontaneous that I just decided, let's call it Om, because Om is the primordial sound, you know. And the man spoke. This was a security guard who had lost his job because he had lost his voice. So I was looking at how do I get his job back. So my first invention was useful, and this is another bank manager. Can you have the audio? Is it possible to play the audio? So what my machine does is it converts the food pipe into a voice box. It just fits into your food pipe, and it's a complex story. I won't have much time to explain that, but what it does is, if you watch the Three Idiots movie and say all is well, so the brain is the one that needs to be cheated. So what it does is, when the food pipe is absent, when the voice box is absent, the food pipe can convert itself into a voice box. Are we able to get the volume? No, I don't think they'll be able to. Can you increase it? So this is what happens when you use a Mac system. So I'm always paranoid about this Mac system being there for presentations. I carry with me a bag of wires and yet it fails, you know. It's okay, I can change the slide. Otherwise I'll be running out of time. Is it possible? I just wanted to show you all one video of, so maybe I think later, if at all, if they're able to adjust it. So this is again, I'm just going to skip this video, but this is a video that was done and gifted to me by BBC when we did this invention. Today we have about more than close to 2,000 patients speaking with it, some who haven't spoken for 10 years, 15 years, who are again speaking with it. And I think it's just left a deep mark on the lives of people. Today, looking at all of these patients, I feel it's the most beautiful gift that I could have gifted of innovation, and it's now a patent granted, US patent granted device. So today there are 3 devices in this world: Europe, US and India. And I feel happy because both of them contacted me and said, look, don't disturb us like this, you know, you're going to disrupt the whole ecosystem. But I said, look, let's work together and see how we can reach out to the full world. We have 144 countries to cover. You are only covering 30 countries. So I think I'm just going to skip through some of these. So now we run an initiative called Gift a Voice. We are actually trying to create a global chain to help connect people with voices. We've won various awards. My team is out there. I would like to thank Madhukar, Saujanya, Vishwas, all of them. Shambhavi is also there. For all the efforts they have done, you know. I keep telling that I hire people better than me so that I can take the credit, and that's the way I've been. So I'm being. So this was at Davos recently. The Prime Minister's office decided to choose this as one of the products to be showcased at Davos. So we are lucky enough to have among the 4 healthcare products that was showcased in Davos as a part of inspiration to talk to the world about innovations. And I think that leaves me with the first lesson that I learned, that we are not constrained with the discipline of rigor, but by the limits of our purpose to make a difference, which is defined by our imagination. We all work very hard. It's the question of taking your imagination to another level, and that opens up for ambition to purpose and how to fail successfully. So I think I'm going to close with this. Sorry, this is a lot of extra slides that popped up, but I'm going to flip this to only one point on when do you do research, invention, innovation and a jugaad. Just as a part of the Indian startup thing, what Jai Guru wanted us to gift to India was create in India. And that's what we've done now. We are actually working closely to understand how can we disrupt the ecosystem by not make in India, which is you import it from China and assemble it in India. We are going to create every component, and OM is one such example. We created every single aspect of it over here to ensure that it is created here and not assembled over here. And that's the big difference that we need. We need to put the thrust on manufacturing. We need to put the thrust on innovation. We need to put the thrust on creation. So we run a lot of new initiatives. We are now a part of the International Federation of Inventors Association, Bharat. So I'm taking the lead on the health front with the Prime Minister's Principal Scientific Advisor Office as a partner. where we are trying to accelerate innovation. As of now, we were just looking at amount of redundant innovations and trying to revive them through that. So I'm just going to flip through all of this. I'm sorry, but there's been some juggler. But I think I just wanted to share my last few slides. I had some very good interactions with His Holiness, and he told me something very beautiful. He said, an idea comes to you, not from you. I think that's a very powerful statement. We all think that an idea comes to us and we own the idea. But I think he gave a very thought-provoking aspect to say an idea comes to you, not from you. An idea is right now reaching out to hundreds of people at the same time, but only a few of them will be able to actually materialize it and take action into it. So inspired by him, I started something called Copyleft, not copyright, where I open up innovations and we keep creating open forums where people can come and rob each other's ideas. You know, when the first time I held this program, my chairman was very upset. He said, who will attend some program like this? It's so ridiculous. But it was a house full, so then he said, I'll come and inaugurate it. I can't be left out of this program, you know. So we run this program as a part of Paid Forward, you know, just make innovations more affordable. And the greatest lesson I learned from Copyleft was we had more collaborations than competition. More people collaborated. It was not people stealing ideas. So I think I'll close with some few mantras. I think ignorance is power in the 21st century. We have been systematically confused by education and institutionalized to not go. So, you know, it's like I was talking to the CEO of Rolls-Royce and he said, we are looking at non-domain experts. So I was one of the possible hires. They said, we could talk about turbines. And I said, I don't know nothing about turbines. He said, wonderful. He said, we would want you on board because the more knowledge you have, the more problematic it is because you restrict your imagination, you know. So I think I'll close with that. Thank you very much for all the support and patience and opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I request Padma Shri nominee and award nominee and scientist Venu Garu to please come on to dais. A small announcement, because we delayed in the first half of the day, right? We are pushing our next part of the program for 15 minutes. So I know that there are different halls. I can repeat the halls. Give me a second. Thank you. I'm again repeating halls for second half of the session. CX4 roundtable would happen in the same hall. Again, instead of 2, we will start around 2:15 or so. GCC roundtable is going to happen in SMS IMSR building. Seems like it's also called as Krupashrayas, right?
Check. It's Sadhguru Madhusudan Sai Institute of Sciences and Medical Research.
It's called as Krupashrayas building. So GCC round table is happening there. The third one, Rural Agri-Tech, is happening in Sri Satya Sirla Memorial Hospital. Request you to please gather in the corresponding buildings to attend these sessions. Thank you, everyone.
Please make a note, all of these roundtables are happening in parallel. So all of these roundtables start at 2:15 at their respective venue, followed by which we also have the second set of roundtables happening from 4 to 5:30.
Yep.
That's Women in Business at Sri Sadhguru Madhusudan Sai Institute of Science and Medical Research, Rural Healthcare Roundtable at Sri Satya Sarla Memorial Hospital, and a Global Diplomats Roundtable as well. Thank you and wish you have a great lunch.
Thank you, everyone.